comedians.
Okay, so how many of you have pets?
Woo!
Okay, so, well, imagine if, like, somebody came to your house and told you that they needed your pet for tests being done in a lab experiment, or if someone pretty much took away all your rights and, like, went and tested on you without your consent, pretty much. I think that testing on animals should be illegal because it technically is animal abuse because of what they are put through and what happens to them and everything. And even if they do live through the test and everything, they do end up getting killed anyways because they were, like, infected with it or whatever. And I did ask 100 people, and I got 87 said that they were against it. And then 13 of them said that they were for it. So now I'm going to give you facts about the testing itself and why I think it should be illegal, and other alternatives, like instead of using like animals being tested on, and then some history behind it. So this is a dog, and that's how like the rabbits are kept. That's what some of the labs like keep them in. Otherwise it's like a metal cage, I think I read that it was. And then either way their heads are stuck out because a lot of the times they do testings on like the rabbits' faces and stuff. And then like right here, that one was done on its eye and its ears. And then it says, this rabbit is one of many victims of eye irritancy. And then, yeah, once the injuries and everything are recorded, she's going to end up getting killed. And then that is a cat.
Whoa.
With, I don't know what it was, sticking out of its head. And then that's kind of, sometimes a lot of the time they'll do testing with, I don't remember what they called it, but something with like toxins or something with dogs and cats a lot of the time. So, I think that the biggest factor of the reason that it should be illegal is due to like how they're treated, because I personally think that they're treated terribly. And there's over 100 million animals that are burned, poisoned, crippled, and abused in the U.S. each year alone. And that's just in the U.S. I didn't look at other countries or anything. And about 92% of the drugs that are tested safe on animals actually end up failing when they do it like on a human, like, test, I think they called it. And then even the animals that are protected under the Animal Welfare Act, which I'll get into later, are abused and tortured. And 95% of the animals that are excluded from the Animal Welfare Act, 1% alone can be tested on, or one experiment alone can be tested on as many as 12,000 animals, more than 50 times each. Like on each animal, it can be tested 50 times each. Some animals are given a substance every day for 2 years straight. And a lot of the time they'll inject, they'll inject substances inside them, or they'll give it to them through their food or water. Or I think I read that one time they tried doing it through how those dogs are getting it, but they said that that wasn't a very good way to do it because it didn't come out right. And then some tests are even consist of killing pregnant animals and then testing on their fetuses, which I find to be absolutely disgusting. And then, although there are alternatives, law does not require that they be used. A lot of things can contradict the results when it comes to animals, such as sex difference, the animal's diet, the room temperature, the animal's temperature, lab staff, and even vetting in the cages that, like, the animals lay on and stuff. Also, a lot of substances that are dangerous or fail animal tests are actually safe in human tests. And like I said earlier, a lot of the ones that are safe on animals fail in the human test. And may I also add that none of the animals are put under any anesthesia or given anything for, like when they're put through, like that cat never would have gone under anesthesia or anything. And although there are some tests that are done on animals that may not hurt them or may not give them bad side effects, like they still end up getting killed anyways after it's recorded. And then instead of torturing helpless animals, non-animal methods are actually more effective and reliable. Non-animal methods are not only more reliable, they also take less time to complete and cost only a fraction of what the animal tests do. And then we can use human tissue and sophisticated technology in the process of drug development and testing, like as of today. Pharmagene scientists believe that the process is much more effective with human tissue. If you have information of human genes, what's the point of going back to animals, says Gordon Baxter, who was the co-founder of this Pharmagene. There are approximately 50 different alternative methods that have been developed and validated and or accepted by international regulatory authorities. Just by using blood donated for testing, like human blood, it can save up to like thousands of animals each year. With the technology that we have today, we can also create artificial human skin, which is, they said that it's not very hard at all. There are even places that use eyes from animals slaughtered in the meat industry instead of live rabbits, which a lot of the time that's with the chemicals and products that are used, like, because they severely irritate the eyes and then they end up falling out and stuff. And each one of these alternative tests, by themselves, each one can like save thousands of animals each year. And animal testing goes back to the writings of the Greeks in the 4th and 3rd centuries BCE. The first to perform experiments on living animals was Aristotle and Erastus. The physician Galen from the 2nd century Rome dissected pigs and goats and was known for the father of vivisection. And an Arabic physician in the 12th century also practiced dissection and had introduced the animal testing as an experimental method of testing surgical procedures before using them on human patients. And then in 1986, there was a law passed, and that was the animal welfare thing. And it was that law was pretty much just stating that if there's an alternative way, then no test can be done on animals dealing with that. But even under this law, the certain variety of animals that are protected are still harmed, and these tests still take place all over the world. So now, after looking at all the above information and looking at the graphs, I still strongly believe that animal testing should be very illegal. And animals have the same senses as humans. I mean, they're pretty much humans besides, they're animals. They can't talk and stuff. So if we wouldn't do it to ourselves, like, why would we do it to animals?